Thanks for joining me here again on Szpakowo. It's episode 8 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 9:01 here on Szpakowo. I'm back. I was away for a weekend. I apologise. I think people think I've run away or something. I'm still here. I was going to visit with MrSealyp's cousin, who, if you remember, depends how long you've been watching my channel for, in June, we went to a wedding. It was her wedding to her new husband, and they've been on their honeymoon, they've been doing all sorts of stuff, and they're both in the RAF and schedules and whatnot, so we were invited for the weekend to go and visit. So we were leaving Friday afternoon, and I said immediately, you know what was going to happen, mods were going to drop, and of course they did, didn't they? But so people messaging me saying mods are out, haven't done a mod review. No, unfortunately I couldn't. So we were away Friday into Saturday into Sunday. We got back fairly late yesterday, so here I am back, fresh as a daisy. We did some cool stuff, some things I've never done before for an older person. Let's say an older person, you know what I mean. If you remember the end of the last episode, we took on some harvesting contracts to get straw, because we're going to need it for bedding for the sheep and that kind of stuff. I think I'm going to do what I said I might do. Use the forage pickup to get it off the field. So I'll do the harvest. The harvests aren't the priority, the straw is the priority. I've made 2 or 3 more mixes of total mix ration to feed the cows we bought. So they're up a bit more. I still need to probably do a couple more and we'll be okay. But I need to get a lot more bedding in there. I'm also going to move the potatoes that are our, depends how you, what I'm considering now to be the primary farm. The secondary farm, I think we're going to put up for sale. I think I've made that decision. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the parsnip and the red beet that we've got over there. That's all being shipped. That's all going to Rob at Hawkeye Farms, because of the tractor he sent over to me. And I know he said I've got all sorts of stuff. He's got a Vermeer windrower. What else was he got? He's got a telehandler, a New Holland telehandler, all sorts of stuff. In all honesty, the value of that tractor is, it's not a problem. So I'm going to send all that stuff off to him. All good, that will go. And then we will sort out selling the farm. That's the plan. We sold this, well, I say we sold this, we bought this because we had it anyway, and I don't know if I'm going to use it, but at the end of the day this was second hand and cheap. So I thought, well, if I buy that, I know it's not the same as the one I've got, and then sell the one we've got, we can make a bit of money. Like I said, wheeler dealing. It's a bit naughty, but why not? I know the other one's older, probably needs a bit of work. Where's our trigger? It's here somewhere. Oh, there we go. What are we being offered for this? 19,215. So like I said, I think we paid 10 grand for the other one. So I said we'd make about 10 grand on it. So why not? Buying and selling of equipment. I remember on FS15, was it on Bjornholm? This was before mods, so there were no government subsidy signs or anything like that. And there was a glitch, something, I don't know what had happened, whether it was always there on 15, that certain items, if you purchased them and sold, if you bought them cheap, you could sell them for the full price, which was bizarre, because obviously it won't let you do that anymore. So you could just keep buying, and you could really build your money up just by buying and selling vehicles. I think that got then... it got stopped, I mean, as you might imagine. So that's going to go back to the farm. You'll probably see a couple of little snippets, a couple of little clips here and there now. So what I'm going to do is take this out to, I think it's field, I'm trying to think, 114. We've got 3 fields that need to be done. We've got a 148, and then we've got, I'm sure yeah, there we go, 112 and 114. They're not massive fields, and like I said, it's more about the straw than it is about the crop. If we have anything left over, great. I'll bring it back and put it in a little silo. If we don't, again, not the end of the world. And we are selling to 3 separate locations. So Henrik's out there at the grain mill, and then the other one is out here. We sold to this one last time, but we're up at this one this time, the Szpakowo SA. So what I'll do, I'm going to start getting this gear out. Like I said, there'll be a couple of little snippets here and there, I suppose, of a bit of harvesting, and then maybe me moving some of the potato, because I'm still not sure about the manure situation. So what I'm going to do is keep an eye on the time and see if we get any manure appear on that patch of ground where I put my potatoes. Oh, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to start ferrying a few of those loads of parsnip and red beet, and we'll sort those out. And then I think I've probably come the wrong way, haven't I? Yep. Not a problem. I'll go this way as far as I can go, and then we'll work our way across. And then we'll see what we can do about selling the land, and then we'll have a bit of money in the bank. Private build. I think I'm going to buy a load more land around where our other farm is, because we're backwards and forwards. Oh, that's what I've got to do. I need to go and collect the disc harrow that's over there. That's the only piece of equipment that's left, so we'll go and get that as well. All good, I think. Anyway, while I'm heading over to do this, yeah, I've come the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. I think we can get onto the road this way. Pretty sure we can. So our trip, our visit, we were initially supposed to be going on a steam train on the Saturday, and it's one of the ones. It's a volunteer-run line, and they've extended the line. They've got a new station, and it's supposed to be the middle sort of station of the three. It's real kind of old-fashioned, done how it was back in the day kind of thing. So we were going to do that and go out for dinner and that kind of thing. But it turned out they didn't have enough volunteers for the weekend, so that it wasn't running. So we kind of, we ummed and ahed, and they said about we're going to the town, and I've never been to one. My twins have said about these places before. Boom Battle Bar. If you've been to one, you know. Axe throwing, shuffleboard, electronic darts, table tennis, all sorts of stuff. But they have a bar and they have music playing. I mean, I don't know if it's more for. I would say I thought it would be more for young kids, like my children's generation, But there were loads of people my age, our age, me and MrSealyp, which was brilliant. We had a fantastic afternoon. I've never played shuffleboard in my life. We played shuffleboard, and then we did electronic darts, and then we went on to, and this blew my mind. I don't know why it blew my mind, but it did blow my mind. Is this the field? Is that the field? 148. I think it might be this one here, on the end. We went to. They said, we're going to take you to the laundromat. I was like, okay, don't know what that is, but fair enough. I need to go back and get the thing. Just bear with me a second. This is the field, isn't it? Looks like it. 148. Yeah. Come back at the half. Hang on. Now I know where I'm going. We should be fine. Yeah. So we're going to take you to the laundromat. So, okay. Very strange. So. In booking this place, there'd been sent some information, and the information was the soap powder you will require will be surf, and you need to ask for a big white load. So okay, fine. So we get there, and it's a laundromat. I mean, in the UK we always refer to them as laundrettes, I guess, but it was a laundromat, whatever. So it was a laundromat, washing machines and all the stuff. You go in and wood flooring and then there was boxes of stuff around, and it was like a proper old, very, very cool. So walking, and I, myself and MrSealyp are absolutely baffled at this point as to what is a... Did I hit there? It wasn't that bit of curve, was it? Maybe it was. So we go in, and MrSealyp's cousin, she goes, looks around, and we find this box of surf. When you move the box of surf, there's an intercom. So you press the button, and some person just says, "Can I help you?" And she says, "Oh, I'd like a big white load, please." And they go, "Okay." And then this door opens out of nowhere. 2 washing machine fronts, and it goes click, and it opens like a secret door, and it's a speakeasy. You open the door, and there's music playing, neon lights. There's people in there. It's not a very big place, and it was like 2 floors you went through, and up to a 2nd floor, and it was like a cocktail bar. It was just brilliant. Such a clever idea. I loved it. And the drinks were all very... they were weird in that they kind of had themes and clever things. My kids went to one in London called, was it Mixology? What was it called? Something along those lines. And The Alchemist, where it's cocktails and it's all strange and peculiar things. When you mix cocktails together, you get like smoke coming off of them, and you add dry ice to things, and it was just the most. And I've said this many times, doing this on the channel, talking about having experiences that make you feel like a kid. It was that. It was magical. The whole experience of going in through a secret entrance into, you know, this. It reminded me very much of Bugsy Malone, you know, Fat Sam's Grand Slam, and I just thought how cool it would be. It was a very cool place. I really liked it. It was very small, like I say, and the theme was great. I thought about the town I live in, having one but bigger, you know, the same thing where the front is just a normal whatever it might be, and then doing something like that. So when you go in and have it, you know, I would imagine there's a lot of copyright rules and laws and stuff about, you know, Fat Sam's and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's just brilliant. That's awesome. Well done. Yeah, genius. Okay, probably not the way most farmers would do it. And have it almost like a replica of that. How cool would that be? For any of you youngsters that haven't seen Bugsy Malone, oh, you've got to watch it. So yeah, it was just brilliant. And then we spent. You get a slot for an hour. We spent an hour in there. Then we went back. We had a barbecue. The weather wasn't great, but we had a barbecue, and it was just a wonderful weekend. So I don't know if they watched my videos. I've mentioned they watched a few. If you are watching, thank you very much. We had a fantastic weekend. It was just awesome. So anyway, I'm going to crack on. I've got to remember now. I think we might have it already on. Seems to be letting us. There we go. We are leaving swath behind. That's what I'm after. The swath. And like I say, what I'm probably going to do with this, because our our straw loft, we used a bit. I'm going to top the straw loft back up, and then what I'm probably going to do is, like I said, take the trailer on our plot of land. I might drive the trailer out, unloading it, and then bale it as straw bales. I think, because the hay loft we got, it's not a 250,000 litre one. I think is it 100,000? I can't remember what it was. So I suppose not far off, because the other one would be split, so you'd get 125,000 litres of each. But it was way cheaper. So I guess I could put in a second one of those if I wanted to. Have two of those and still have a fair amount of straw. But anyway, yeah, I said I was going to show some clips of it, and because I just wanted to, I messaged my brother, and I messaged, you know, I just wanted to talk to people, because it was so cool. It was such a clever, and it probably, you know, there may be loads of you watching and say, oh, I've been to one of those. Yeah, they have them everywhere. That awesome. I've never been to one in my life. It was very, very cool. Clever idea. But there seems to be a lot more stuff for fun stuff for adults. Like I say, there's a lot of places to do axe throwing and stuff like that, and they have very strict rules about drinking when you're doing the axe throwing. But the fact you've got all these places, I went to a place years ago with my kids. My mum and dad took my kids on holiday. It was in Cornwall, I think it was, Devon, Cornwall borders, and it was like a adventure play place. They had go-karting, and they had like ball pits, and the soft stuff play areas. They had bumper boats and all that cool sort of stuff, like a Thorpe Park, Alton Towers type thing. I think in Canada we went to Paramount Wonderland, that kind of thing, but on a smaller scale. But what was cool about it was all the stuff the adults could do as well. So the adults could go in the ball pit, and the soft stuff, you could go around the soft stuff with your kids. You could go on the slides. You could go. It was really, really cool. And I said then, what would be brilliant would be to, in the evenings, to open it up to it being a more of an experience. You could go out for the evening and maybe have a bar or have food there and that kind of stuff, and go out. And that seems to be more and more now. There are more places that are doing that. Experiences and things you can do where you can feel like a kid again, and I love that. I think it's a brilliant thing. But obviously then you've got the kids that are doing it as well anyway, and obviously darts and shuffleboard and stuff, that's not necessarily kids games, but I don't know, it just makes you feel, I don't know, like I said, I'm just waffling now. 10:23. We are on the first unload from field 148. Not the first unload, the complete unload. This is everything off that field. I've got it on grain door, so if we get some left over, great. Like I say every single time, it doesn't really matter if we don't. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's the straw I'm after. Money's gone down a bit. I put in a put in a second straw barn. Actually, I think maybe as well the straw barn might have been 150,000 litre, not 100,000. But again, it's not. It doesn't matter. I don't know where we are offloading this. Is that it there? Potentially. There's not one here, is there? Does this barn open? I don't know. Because there's the one round the side there. We've done that one before. It's not that, it's got to be here, hasn't it? Yeah. Let's pretend for a second that it is. Have I saved the game like I usually do before I do this? No. Not following my own rules, as usual. Oh, that's going to be interesting, because if this tips, how's that going to unload? And that hasn't come up with the tip symbol, has it? Oh, now it has. Yeah, this... Oh, so it just goes right through the roof. That's interesting, I wasn't expecting that. I was going to say that that's a very low roof, how is this going to work? And this doesn't have a side tip option either, so... Okay, well, it's just taking it, so... Money's not going up, so that's a good sign, as always. That looks really odd. I'm looking away. I'm looking away from my screen at the moment, because that's... I'm sorry about that. $1,905 litres left. Is it worth keeping that? Because I don't think I can change triticale into seed. Certainly not with the thing I've got at the moment, because that only does wheat and barley. But I don't know if I got the seed treatment auger, the AGI one, whether that does additional crop types or whether that just does your standard. I've only ever tested it on standard in-game crop types, actually. Or whether it's not better just to sell this, like I say, because I'm going to sell it. I'm after it's the straw I want. I'm not too bothered about the crop. The oat one I might keep. I mean yeah, an extra 1,218 on the contract. That's a win. So I need to move everything over onto the next field. I'll do those two, and then what? I'm just thinking actually. I wonder. I think the Gavile one's quite expensive, but I was thinking rather than putting everything out on the field and then using the baler, what about one of the ones with the bunk? The static baler, so you pour everything into the bunk and then it bales and pops stuff out the other end. I'm sure there's a there's a Pertinger one. I'm sure there is. I'll have a look and see if we can find one. I'm sure there's a couple knocking around of the static balers that have a bunk that you fill up and then it bales. We'll see what we can find, because I'm pretty sure the Gavile one's like 250 grand to buy, so to lease you're going to be looking at easily 10 grand. So I'm not sure whether that's... I mean, it's viable, of course it is. I've got the money, I could do it. And I guess you've got to weigh up, I'm getting 3 bales. So off the 3 fields, if I get an absolute ton of bales, is it worth the money to lease the baler? Probably. But then when I've already got a baler, is it just more sensible to use the trailer I've got, or this trailer, unload it on the field and then just bale with the baler I've got? Which again, I think probably makes a bit more sense. So I've got to go back past the farm. I've spent a bit of time moving all of that potato. That's now on a new concrete pad. I'm almost sure I'm going to have to put in a manure heap. But it does seem weird because you've got lots of animal pens all over the place here. That there wouldn't be a place for manure already, because we've got like 3 right on top of each other here, 2 or 3. So what I haven't been looking for, and I've just noticed. Oh, that's a bucket, isn't it? I was to say, is that a collectible? Is that a toy? No, it's not. It's just a little. I thought I saw something orange around the back of here as we were driving past. That could be another bucket as well. Oh no, it is a collectible. haven't been doing the collectibles. Not like I did on the Survive to Farm, because that was, you know, that was a currency on there. I know how people feel about these sorts of things. So, yeah, anyway, I will see you later on. There's our potato. Moved over. We did pour a very rough and ready concrete pad, so everything's moved from here. So I was wondering, just in case this was where your manure would spawn, I didn't want it spawning underneath a pile of potatoes and not know it's there. But then that being said, if it doesn't, and we don't get any manure, because we got this here as well, and I don't know with all the updates and changes to this, whether this is an animal pen or the one next door. I'm not sure which ones are anymore and which ones aren't. Whether or not manure will appear in here. I haven't put much bedding in yet, and we've got to do more straw bedding. Another reason why I want the straw. Whether or not this is one that you have to muck out, I don't think it is, because when you go into the menu, if we go in and we look at our cows, it just says straw and slurry. It doesn't show manure on there, but then not all of them do, that's the thing. Across a range of base game and modded and maps specific, it's always difficult, because some maps show it and say manure, brilliant. Some have a separate manure heap. Some have the ones you have to muck out, which I love doing. I like mucking out. I think that was an important thing that should come to FS25, I think personally. Mucking out's important. But I'm not sure, that's our milk parlour, if it was going to come out, where is that manure going to... It's either going to be in there, or like I say, the obvious place, that's a silage clamp, which I've put the trailer in, but actually I'm just thinking, how expensive is it going to be to extend our trailer? Because we could probably do with a bit more capacity on that. I'll take it over to our tool shop. I need to go and get that disc harrow as well. This seems obvious. It's a weird thing to be there, but if it doesn't spawn there, this would be a good place to put a manure heap, I think. We'll see. Time will tell. It's 11:26. 2 of the 3 baling contracts are done. We've got a lot of straw already. I'll show you over. And because we're going to sell this, some of the money I've just made, I have leased the Gavile. I thought I'd go for that because I think the bunk's easier to tip into. I'm pretty sure the Pertinger one that you can use for doing bales, a static baler, you have to use either a conveyor belt or buckets to put it in. I think the Gavile might be easier to use. Anyway, I'm over at the farm here now, clearing out the last of our bits. All of the parsnip and the beet, the red beet, has gone off to Rob. Like I say, if this had been my base of operations, if I'd have started out here, I probably would have kept this and sold the other plot. But because I've kind of started building up where I am there, it just kind of makes more sense rather than having 2 different locations to just have the one. This cultivator, I'm not even too sure about whether I even need it, but we'll keep hold of it for the time being. I mean, it's got value, obviously, but as you can see, yeah, stuff. I mean, there's a tiny little bit of parsnip there. If anyone wants to come, whoever buys the farm will get a bit of parsnip. So, for sale. as soon as possible would be preferable. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to whiz over to the store. I'm going to put the cultivator on the front and then the gavile on the back. We'll take that over. I'm not too sure whether to put it out on the field, then it means I've got to transfer or move all the bales around, or just do it out at the back of the farm where all of our stuff is. And that way we haven't got to move them as far. That makes more sense. I can kind of stack them all up there really. We'll see how prolific the gavile is at dumping stuff out the back. So what I have done, I've topped up the, what's the word I'm looking for? The bedding for the cows. So the feed and bedding is now full. I topped up the one straw storage that I had. It's not 150,000, it's 100. It says 150,000, but it's not. And then I put the second one in, and that's full as well. So we've got full bedding for the cows, 2 bunks full, 200,000 litres. I've got a trailer load. I did put the extension on the trailer, took it to my little workshop trigger. It was 2,500 it cost me to extend it. So I've extended. Oh, well, I was just about to go back to the farm, but just remembered to pick up the gavile. The gavile needs 120 horsepower to operate, which is pretty cool. It's a big old unit, but why not? Again, it's one of those things. I think, when was the last time I used one of these? Edgewater, was it? I think when they first came out, I thought, oh yes, give one of those a go. Like I say, that's a big bit of kit, isn't it? But if we can tip straw into it and get the straw coming out, why not? Yeah, we'll do that. And then once the farm's sold over there, we'll have a bit more money to start picking up some land around us. Now I don't know, of the plots of land around me, I don't know how many of them are animal pastures. I really don't know. And it's a question of, I'm going to pick up another couple of grass fields, I think. Well, I'll show you all that when we get to that point. It depends if before the end of the episode, if someone purchases the farm. It is for sale as of this moment. So if someone buys it while we're doing the baling of straw, brilliant. Now, yeah, is this an extravagance? Yes, of course it is. Like I said, I've got a baler. I could just drop the straw on the ground and just use my baler. Just go backwards and forwards over a pile of straw and bale it out, of course. But again, I just want to use something different. Why not? Would it have been cheaper to lease the Pertinger and get a conveyor belt? Probably. Could I have used my front loader with my 2,000 litre bucket to put into that? Yeah, probably. Again, but there's so many different ways to do the same jobs. So, yeah, I've just decided to go this route. I don't know why. Just one of those things that popped into me and I thought, you know what? Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not quite sure really. Where's the best location? I mean, we haven't got a huge amount of room here, have we? I'm just thinking. I suppose now we could. I don't want to. I'm going to pop the cultivator just here for the moment, just to get it off the front. Oh no, I don't. I'm not cultivating the land. I'm just dropping it off. I don't want these going into a ditch, but let me swing around here. I can go into the ditch, but I don't want the bales going into the ditch. I just think if we set this up sort of here, like that, will that work? Maybe. I can't remember how we do this. Oh, there we go. That's what I thought. I'm sure this unfolds at an angle, doesn't it? Yeah, so we can tip into that bunk. Far easier than trying to do all sorts of other nonsense. Now what I need to do... Oh, right, I need to disconnect that. Just pull the tractor out at an angle. Just so I've got more room. Although, to be fair, Oh, hang on. What horsepower have I got on the... Because I could probably do with the bale spikes for this, couldn't I? Yes, I've already made an error, haven't I? Because now I can't get to my spike. Right, let me just reset this. I'm going to reorganise myself. Grab my bale spikes first, because I need the bale spikes on this, and I'm hoping I've got enough horsepower on the Mercedes to run the Gavile. That's the next plan. So here's where we're at. Here's where we're at. I stupidly tipped into here, started baling, and hadn't pressed record. It's okay though, it's only one bale we've got out so far. So our setup then, trail it into the bunk. Out there, I've set it on automatic drop, so the bale should come out automatically. Obviously there's no wrapping or anything because it's just straw bales we're making. That's running it no problem at all. I've decided to grab this one because they come out this way. You can lease one with a bale end turner, so it'll put it on its sides if you want to do it that way. But I thought if I grab it this way, then I can pull them over here and we can stack them up over to the side. And we've got some more hay over there. We've got silage bales here. More hay here. I've got some more silage bales of silage baling contracts have come up. As you can see, our money has gone up. The farm sold. Bang! Immediately. What are the odds? But it's sold really quickly. I've been looking at a couple of the plots, and as far as I can tell, as far as I'm aware, these are not animal plots. And the problem with these is they're all fenced in, and you can't remove the fencing, so you can't access the ground. So they're, I know it's annoying, they're pointless plots. You can't access the barns, they don't work either. I think they were animal pens before, but that's not the case anymore. That one's got a whole farm on it. Again, you can't remove any of it. So none of this stuff around here really is kind of worth, I know it sounds worth my while, does that, you know, I think I'm going to buy the plot here that's got the other animal pen on it, because when our animals, when they reproduce and we double here, I'll shift the newborns, I guess, over into the shed here, and then we can put feed and stuff in there, have that running. So we have the two here, or I could just buy that plot and remove that barn completely and put something else on it. But I think the fact it's there makes perfect sense. We'll do that. So when we reproduce, we can put them in there. So what I'm looking at doing then, let's go to the Mapadoodle. I don't know why I said that, but anyway. So yeah, this plot here is pointless because you've got two farms, fenced in area. Same with that one. This plot here, yes, you get that bit there, but that bit is redundant. You can't really do anything with it. It just seems a false economy to me. So that one there, 54 grand. This one here gives us the ground opposite where we bought our other plots. And I think there's some hay bales on there, or some bales that we can get the farmer to come and collect. Again, another 55, but it gives us also a bit of grassland. So what I'm looking at now, with how much we got left, 190 grand. Do I want to buy another grass field, or do I want to start buying buy a proper field? You know what I mean. There we go. That's what I wanted. They're a bit too expensive. I was hoping to pick up one of these side ones here. We've got all of these. There are tons of smaller fields. I guess the thing we need to look at as well is what crops have we got in the fields? What crops are near harvest or ready to harvest? Yeah, these fields are too big. What's that got on it? Oh, carrots. That's not really going to be very helpful. I think that's one of the harvesting contracts at the moment is on there. I need something I can sort of... I haven't got a harvester, in all honesty. That's probably something we should be buying. I might buy that cheap harvester, the one that we rented before. It's only small, but it did the job, and it was dirt cheap as well. So I think to get us going might not be a bad idea, actually. So we got there's a lot of root crop everywhere. So things like parsnip and carrot and red beet, and you know, there's more fields here that have got different crops in. How are we looking here? That one. Is that corn? We said about doing a corn harvest. I need to finish off that the last harvest as well, which would mean getting a corn header, which I guess we could do, couldn't we? How much is that field? 115. You know what? Oh, it's a little bit further away, but it will get us another field. I think we might do that. Should we do it? Let's do it. So that plot, that plot, that plot. We're still left with 76 grand. No, we're not. What am I talking about? I'm looking at the wrong thing. 247,000 left. So I guess we could buy another grass field. How much are these? Yeah, they're up there. How much is that one there? 162. That's not bad. Again, that would give us the ability for producing our own. We wouldn't be relying on baling contracts. Although the baling contracts are brilliant because we do the contract, we get paid, and we get bales left over. That's a winner as far as I'm concerned. That works out really well. So I'm thinking maybe a crop field. We'll worry about that later. Let's get these bales done. Oh, the other thing I was going to do in here, I haven't seen any manure anywhere. This could be a waste of time doing it. I don't even know where I'm going to place it, whether it's going to be close enough to this barn, but it'll be sort of equidistant sort of between both. I'm going to put in a manure heap here, and this is part of the Bavarian one, I think. It's cheap as chips. There you go, 2,000 for 4,000 litres. Actually, that's probably not. I thought about putting it that way at the end there to give us enough space, but then that I don't think it'll be close enough to that cow shed. So I think maybe, what do you reckon there? At the end of the day, we can but try. If we get manure in it out of that barn, if it is close enough, I hope it's close enough, because I honestly don't know where else I would put one. That's the only thing I am finding. The map's wonderful and I love it, and I love all the detail and stuff like that. And if there is somewhere where this manure is being stored automatically, that's wonderful. I guess the other thing we need to do is we need to save some money, because on our new plots, if we're going to start building up on our garden centre farm production, farm supply, we need to put some greenhouses in. I'm going to put some, again, just different stuff. We'll put some things in. Maybe flowers. We could do some flower ones as well. We haven't really done those before. So anyway, what I need to do is, how much have we got in this? I've got more straw to go and get, which I'm going to need to do. Is that turned on? That is on, I think. So I need to tip more in this end. Let's fill the bunk up. This worked really well. I didn't think it was going to be able to pull the trailer, but it did. So there we go. What we'll do now, whoa, not tight enough. Get that one out of the way. I don't think it's going to roll. Nope, just sits there. Perfect. Now it's up to me here. I'm thinking what I might do is put them actually this way, because it will give me the ability to stack them up in a row. Actually, I might need to get a little bit closer to the let's go a bit further over it. And then I can pull them out sideways. So for stacking them I'll use this, for taking them off I'll use the other thing. But I've got a load more straw to collect, but as you can see our 2 straw barns are full as well, so we've got plenty of straw now. That's fine. Will that stop me collecting more? Probably not. I don't know how many bales we're going to get off this, but these are at 150s. I think they're 7,500 litre bales, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So what we'll do is put that up close to that, like that. We'll start piling them up. Yeah, so I wanted to go and get some more straw, keep chugging away with that. We have got some more land now, that's great. Actually, I'm going to go and see whether or not we can get those bales removed. I'm sure we will be able to on our plot the other side. I need to go and get some more straw now though. That's why I haven't completed on that final contract yet, because there's still straw in the field. There's actually quite a bit of straw in the field. That hasn't grabbed that particularly well, has it? Why has it done that? Did I come at that from a funny angle? Yeah, I did, didn't I? That was terrible. Straighten up on that a little bit better. There we go. It doesn't matter if they're not perfect. That's over too far. Way too far. Yep, way too far. That's going to tip away. I also don't want to put these on a slope, so I've got to be careful how I do this, but there we go, that's better. Cool. Rinse and repeat, I believe, is the phrase. But let's have a whiz through. I really hope we get some in there. If that's working, I'll get another load in there. I just want to make sure it's really chugging away. We'll fill that bunk up completely. So across the road now, there's no fencing between these posts, which actually makes life a little bit easier. I don't know if we can take these posts out or not, but across the road, you know, I dumped all my gear here. We now own this plot, so that's good. Do we have access to this? Curious. But these might be in the way. But this is ours, so I think we've got a little bit of... We've got a few trees in the corner. Let's have a look at our map. Plot 13. So these ones in the corner, I think, are ours. There is a plot behind us. I've got a lot of trees on, but these aren't. They're not great. They're not like pine trees. These aren't the best ones for logging. I was thinking of wood chipping for doing our for our outhouse, because we need wood chips for our outhouse as well. But maybe we can get these removed. I hope. Anyway, so I forgot we had these size bales here as well. Yeah, we need to get these moved at some point as well, don't we? Maybe get an auto stack. If I lease an auto stack trailer, we'll get them taken over. So they're all in one place for making total mixed ration. We'll be fine. So then, yeah, I suppose next thing was going to be maybe a couple of greenhouses, maybe a couple on here, maybe one on there. I think maybe a couple on here. We can start building up on our supply. And then we start looking at production of things like herbicide and fertilizers, not just seed. So those would be the next products, I guess. Yeah. Yes, they will. Be decisive. Yes, they will. Maybe I should have bought a wheat field as well, because then I'm thinking if I do the harvest, whilst there is the straw, which I don't think I need so much of now, but there is the straw, but I need for making seed. Was it Michael? It was Michael that messaged me to say that seed production thing there is quite expensive per month to operate. So whilst you are producing seed, because it's costing you money, you're almost better off buying seed, but we'll swallow up those in our operational costs, I guess. Right, more straw, that's what I need. Next full load is in. I say we go again. So, whoa, what was that? Whoa, it's like a chicken. Next episode then, we've got a cornfield to harvest, which means we need a harvester. I'm going to have a look around. I do like that one. I mean, there are other options. Let's just get this going, shall we? When it's 7,500 litre bales, it gets through 20,000 litres pretty quickly, so it is what it is. An extravagance, absolutely. Cool, 100%. Do I regret doing it? Not a bit. Excellent stuff. So, that's it for this episode. We are making progress. We've made a bit of extra money. Obviously selling that farm helped. But we've also got all the stuff delivered off to Rob. That's gone. So all the parsnip, all the red beet, that's gone. We've done 3 more harvests. I've got to finish off the last one, get the last straw off this. Like I said, there's still a fair bit on the field. So I'll be backwards and forwards a little bit, I think, getting that. I bought some more land. And I guess, yeah, next is going to be a harvest, a corn harvest. Cows are all fed, that's topped up, their bedding's all done. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. I'm not sure about the cultivator, might get rid of that. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.